आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other very big story we broke was our interview with General Mukund Naravane, former Chief of Army Staff. This is the backdrop. The entire first half of the budget session of Parliament was washed out over this unnecessary controversy over General Naravane's yet unpublished book. Rahul Gandhi selectively used excerpts from the so-called book to make this false claim that the former Indian Army Chief General Naravane had been left high and dry by the Modi government during Operation Galwan. And for days, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress waved this so-called book to claim that the Modi government was indecisive vis-a-vis China on Galwan. And the entire country saw such engineered chaos in Parliament and such full-time theatre by Rahul Gandhi that the line between truth and lies appeared to be blurred. Now, in all of this, the center of the controversy, the dramatis persona, General Naravane himself appeared out of sight, uncontactable, buried away from the media, and he became impossible to contact and connect for even a small reaction. And this allowed a fair amount of ambiguity to remain. And that ambiguity was capitalized by the Congress and Rahul to claim that they were speaking on his behalf, that Rahul Gandhi was echoing directly the views of General Naravane. It was almost as if General Naravane was unable to speak, but he had told Rahul Gandhi to speak on his behalf. In that context, our exclusive interview done in Dibrugarh this morning with General Naravane becomes extremely significant. And speaking to the Republic Network's Alisha Nair, he has made 3 things clear. 1, that India has not ceded a single inch of land to China, countering Rahul. 2, he counters Rahul directly when Rahul Gandhi says that he didn't get a free hand from the Modi government, saying anybody can say anything. That's very important. And thirdly, he strongly questioned the magazine itself that published the article, attacking it for irresponsible journalism, quoting unnamed sources. This is as direct a counter as it can get.
For 2 weeks, Rahul Gandhi used General Naravane. For the entire budget session, he waved his unpublished book as a political prop outside and inside Parliament. Now, the general hits back. Nobody needs to have any doubts, he says, that India hasn't given an inch of land to China.
Especially about the statement that you have already given that not an inch of Indian land had been taken by the Chinese. Do you still maintain that?
I think you should ask a reverse question to the Chinese, that have they occupied any Indian land? And answer to that question, I think, will satisfy all those who have any doubts on this matter.
This destroys everything that Rahul Gandhi has been saying on Galwan. It's a huge embarrassment for Rahul, who has been making wild claims about Indian territory lost to China. But that's not all. Naravane hits out at the magazine that slyly used unnamed sources in the article about his book to make their own political inferences. He tells people not to take the article that uses the questionable tactic of using unnamed sources to make a huge claim, which then Rahul Gandhi used in Parliament.
Karwan article has also quoted that you were allegedly recalled that Prime Minister instructions conveyed jo uchit samjhe wo karo. Did this mean that the Prime Minister gave you a free hand as the Chief of Army Staff to take calls you needed to be, or or the other way around, whether Rahul Gandhi is saying that you were left alone?
See, once again, we cannot take cognizance of articles which are published quoting unnamed sources, what is right, what is wrong. So let it be for the time being at that. And as and when things get clearer, we can discuss these issues more in depth.
Naravane isn't wrong, and this further destroys Rahul Gandhi's tactic and argument. While Rahul claimed that the magazine article was editorially strong, Naravane questions the unnamed sources tactic in the article, questioning its conclusions. And although he's soft-spoken and almost shy, Naravane is angry, clearly very angry, at Rahul Gandhi for making the claim that as Army Chief he felt alone. And that as Army Chief he didn't get the clarity or support from the political leadership.
Sir, Rahul Gandhi has also said that you, in your book, which is an unpublished book, it is alleged that you felt really alone because Modi government did not give you clarity of instructions at a critical moment in Galwan. This is what Rahul Gandhi has alleged. What is your response?
Once again, anybody can say anything. I'm not obliged to comment on anything, which is not actually my concern.
That is as direct as one can get to taking on Rahul Gandhi. Because while Rahul Gandhi claimed that the Army Chief felt alone during Galwan, the Army Chief clearly dismisses it, saying anyone can say anything, which clearly means that that's not the case. Now, for the past 3 weeks, the General Naravane affair has given the Congress fodder because General Naravane hadn't said a word. The publishers were forced to issue clarifications, Parliament was stalled and speculation spread like absolute wildfire. General Naravane appears tired by this, but not unaware that an attempt at book publicity may have gone too political for his taste.
As your unpublished book has become the focal point in the Parliament, are you being misquoted or are the allegations accurate?
I think we should not live in the past. We should look ahead, go in the future. I have written a new book, Murder Mystery. I'm writing the sequel to that. So let us move on and, as I said, not dwell in the past.
Politically, this clarification directly by General Naravane sets the record absolutely straight. For the Congress, it's a wake-up call that the rashness and shoot-and-scoot approach of its leader is now not without harmful consequences for his own party. For the government, it's a certification of their position that Rahul was lying all along once again. A Republic Super exclusive filed by Alisha Nair for Republic TV.
General Shankar Prasad, General G.D. Bakshi, General Bishambar Dayal and General K.K. Sinha. First to General Shankar Prasad. There are various points. The most substantial point where he says that there's no question of ceding any land to the Chinese. Now, Rahul Gandhi says 12,000 square kilometers of land has been ceded. That is the fundamental premise, and it's got a pretty straight counter in this short interview with General Naravane. General Shankar Prasad, your thoughts?
I can't hear him.
General Shankar Prasad, can you hear me?
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
I can you?
Yeah, well, yes, I can hear you as well. Yes, let me just make a couple of basic points on this matter. There is a debate in the Parliament on a certain matter. You suddenly bring out something which is totally out of context, which has got no relevance. The point is, 2 points are very important, which you've just said. Firstly, do we believe the army chiefs or not? So many times in the past, many opposition political leaders have critiqued the armed forces on whatever we do. So you say we don't trust the armed forces. I trust the armed forces. I retired many years ago, as you are aware. But what the army chief says, I have to agree with him. What source do I have? What communications do I have to find out whether an inch of land was lost or not lost? We read the newspapers. We listen to the radios and the television. We look at the social media. But at the end of it, we trust the DGMO. We trust the army chief. We trust the government. There is no other method I can check. 1 meter lost or 1,200 meters lost or 12,000 meters lost. The Army Chief has categorically stated that we haven't lost an inch of ground. Well, I support the Army Chief, and I believe that the nation must support it. The second point about his book. Look, the book is something which is published in 2000, not even published, sorry, believed to have been issued in 2020. It's lying with the Ministry of Defense. Ministry of Defense has not cleared it. And there are certain leakages. How the leakages have happened, the Delhi police perhaps will find out who leaked the book. But the point is this. What is so disturbing in that book? Whatever little we've been listening to the media, it says that the Army Chief asked the government, and the Defense Minister said, "Jo aap uchit samjhe kariye." अरे भाई, इससे better और हुक्म क्या हो सकता है? You do what is appropriate. You are a military general. You've got an army which is professional. You've got professional battalion commanders, brigade commanders,
right,
corps commanders. You do what is right.
Absolutely.
And in self-defense, Arnab, even a policeman is allowed to fire. So where is the problem? If you are being attacked and you think that your position is compromised, obviously you have to attack.
No, what happens here is, what I feel, General, what happens here is that Rahul Gandhi was betting on the fact, and on this I'll get a view from General Dayal. Rahul Gandhi was betting on the fact that General Naravane will not counter him. He's betting on the decency of a former army chief, saying, I can use his name, I can do whatever, I can come to any inference. He's not going to speak to anyone in the media, so I will have my fun in parliament. And that has ended up, that strategy has ended up failing, is my view. General Dayal.
Well, Arnab, firstly, let me congratulate you if you have brought the ex-chief on an interview and he has settled all the issues, which I'm sure we will see in your interview. So that's a great job done, because the ex-chief has been under question not only from the opposition or from the people in the parliament, but also some of us have been making vague statements that we don't know what the chief said, we don't know really how it is. So firstly, you will settle that. Compliments to you. Secondly, I'll come to the key issue. Look, we army people, we are veterans, we are not politicians. We fully trust our chief, we fully trust our ex-chief. They are our chief and ex-chief, and there's no doubt. We stand by them, we stand by each word of them. We do not like their statements to be diluted. Secondly, my critical issue in this whole game is only, which is totally security related. And I'm a soldier, a veteran, and I'll talk only that fact. My question is that if in Galwan, China had violated where we had suffered casualties, then I am very clear about it that we were facing an enemy, we were not facing a friend or a neutral guy who after 1993 up to 2000, those 4-5 treaties, had said that border will be maintained peacefully, tranquility without arms. My serious concern is that if 30th this incident has got any, then it's just, I don't think any veteran or anybody will say, once you are facing an enemy, then last man, last bullet, last man on the post, he is clear what he is to do. And I blame both the army leadership also and the political leadership had said, which we do not know, that no, you will do everything, but you will not open fire. I don't know. I mean, I wish somebody can clarify that after 16th of June 2020, the political leadership had said clearly that thereafter, if the army feels Chinese ingress or Chinese try something, you are free to fire. If somebody has said, no, you will do everything but not fire, I don't know about that issue. My issue is simple, that SOPs, as far as I am concerned, and I'm worried about the future war. Though Op Sindoor, operationally very good, but it is an air battle, standoff battle, it is not a visual battle. I'm talking of ground forces, I'm talking of when our infantry
but on that
on
also,
LC,
General
listen,
Dayal,
we heard youngsters, Chinese, Pakistanis taunting us that look, you will require
No, General Dayal, that
we
matter is also settled in the book. One minute. That matter that matter is apparently settled in the version that has come out about the book, where the Prime Minister is quoted as saying, "Jo uchit samjho wahi karo." Now one does not expect the political leadership of a country to tell the Chief of the Army Staff whether his troops should walk, take a train, go left or right, or use an umbrella, or look down or look up. That is military strategy. And there is the point now is, General Dayal, we are in a dangerous situation where Rahul Gandhi, General Bakshi, has tried to create a divide between the army and the political leadership. That is a very dangerous thing for a leader of opposition to do. That is my own point. Specifics we can discuss. General Bakshi.
You know, Arnab, you are absolutely right. What did you expect the Prime Minister to tell the Army Chief? Tell the leading tank to get onto there, load an APFSDS round, 1 click up, 3 clicks to the right, fire. Okay, first round gone, didn't work. Okay, now use the HE-80 round. I mean, don't joke. I mean, the very thought of this kind of a forward command from the rear makes our soldiers laugh. What the Army Chief expects at his level is a clear direction, political direction, which he said, use your professional judgment. Use your professional judgment. I trust your professional judgment. I have your back. Go ahead and do what you feel is right. We'll handle the consequences. That's the best order you can get as an army chief. Anything more than that would be interference in the chain of command. So what the Prime Minister has said is dead right. So I fail to understand what was the bravura about. Rahul Gandhi tried to make it sound like dereliction of duty on the part of the Prime Minister, the Raksha Mantri, the entire people up the chain, etc. Let me quote a bit of military history, Arnab, because it is very, very pertinent. 1967, Sikkim, Nathula, Chola, the exact same tamasha was taking place between us and the Chinese. You get into fistcuffs, you get into wrestling, boxing, karate, taekwondo matches. General Sagat Singh, later the hero of Bangladesh, right? He took charge as GOC 17 Mountain Division, right? And the first order that he gave was, the next boy who gets into a wrestling match with the Chinese, I will court-martial the blighter. You've been given a weapon to defend your country. These are not for display on the Republic Day parade. You are defending your country, use it. Shoot for effect, shoot to kill. Anybody who does less than that, I'll court-martial the blighter. That is clarity. And then we all know what happened in the Nathula incident. They opened fire on us, caused casualties initially. We gave it back with medium guns. Menma, the 5.5 inches, opened fire, but hit as far as Yatung, and 750 Chinese.
Sir, true. May I bring you back to the current? In the context, General Bakshi, and on this I want to go to General Sinha, of the ongoing issue. My simple point is, while you are all generals, you know how things work, and you have a more nuanced perspective. You see, General K.K. Sinha, what have the people of the country been fed by Rahul Gandhi? That when the nation faced a crisis, the Prime Minister did not give the support to the Army Chief. That's a very dangerous thing. Now, at the same time, General Sinha, General Naravane in his book himself says that he was in a manthan about whether to use force, which after all you're dealing with China, what do you do? And then he used the visibility of certain medium-range tanks to intimidate the lower-range tanks of the Chinese, and they moved back. But he wouldn't have been able to do that without knowing they had a free hand. So I think it's important he's clarified today.
Good evening, Arnav. You are absolutely right when you are saying this, and I will just stick to the issue which is there we are discussing. First thing, you have settled certain things, ceding of land, caravan, that editorial, that and felt alone. When the hot potato, words which has to that effect. In spite of the fact that it has not been authenticated that this book is out, these are in domain. What is important? And you have said that, in this budget session, which started on 2nd of February, and you are clearing it now on 19, because, interview has been taken by your people. See, let me clear it. I've been discussing with you or debating with you when this Galwan happened. It happened in 2020. From that onwards, till date. One thing is, we know what the people, opposition, maybe sitting in opposition, wants to bring it out, that there is a big divide. Army is lying because day one, it has been said, not a single inch of ground. And today, in the interview, it is loud and clear, whether it is 2,000 square kilometer to 12,000 square kilometer,
how much time?
they are making the statement time and again. A lie which is repeated 1,000 times becomes correct, in the perception.
Truth, yeah.
And not on ground.
Yeah.
It's become a perception. And if this perception is there, out of 1.4 billion people of India, there is a section which believes it this way because there's a false, a wrong narrative is repeated times and again.
Correct.
And it has been done in 2026 again.
Yeah.
The second point, which I want to bring it out, I take it, what has come out, he has written this book, it has come out because you are quoting that he's felt alone. He is talking about this incident of Operation Snow Leopard. Your viewer has to understand. Galwan happened on 15th of June 2020. After that, Operation Snow Leopard happened, crude operations in August 29, 30 and 31st. He is talking about 31st August. After Galwan, crude cooperation must have been cleared. That you go to the area in the Kailash range. So I don't believe it that he will check back. What should I do if there is a tank advancing, whether to open a medium gun or something like that? So that is the responsibility of the people on ground like us, who may be a troop commander, maybe the people who are.
So again, I make the point, General Sinha, that people like you, General Dayal and General Bakshi and General Shankar Prasad know. And I don't know if you've noticed this today, I've deliberately kept all four of you eminent gentlemen out of the political panel, which I'll do at 9. But I'm glad that you have an army version out. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I would believe the army version any day over someone with a lack of reputation like Rahul Gandhi. On the other side, the political debate. The exclusive story you must not miss. The truth you must make viral.
Time for a quick breather.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला।
सिप जीरा सिप MDH का